Stock number 20 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series brings us back to the tricky triangle. Pocono Raceway is where we're at here today, and I'm thinking, and some of you are probably thinking, well, yeah, some of you are probably already thinking, why are we heading back to Pocono? We went there about 3 races ago. Well, that's how the schedule lays out. Pocono was race number 16 on the tour, obviously, the first time, and now we're going on to the second race, which is race number 20 at Pocono. So, there you go. But today we are here for the running of the AC Spark Plugs 400s. We're set for 30 laps of action on this 2.5-mile triangle-shaped racetrack. And ironically enough, the same two that was the top two in the last race at Pocono, well, they're the front row for today's event. Actually, my mistake. It's not the same top two. One of the top two is actually in the front row. That would be Jessica Shelton. She starts second in today's event. On the pole is the winner at Richmond, Levi McIntyre in the Aflac Ford. Shelton has won the season before. That was at Riverside in North Wilkesboro. She starts on the outside in the Visine Chevrolet Car 17. Starting in row number 2 will be Charles Sanford, who won that first race at Pocono, by the way. He's in number 29 and 32. Keith Batson starts alongside. Third row has car 2, Dylan Young in AC Delco Chevy, and Jesse Turner in car 27, the Castrol GTX Chevrolet. Fourth row will have Jay Jefferson in car 88 and 24, Kyle Matthews. Matthews won the season at the Daytona 500, Atlanta, and Michigan, while Jefferson won at California. Next row down, we'll have Joshua Osborne in 33 and Johnny Gardner in 22. Next row down, Zachary Fitzwater in 39 and 43, Joshua Collard. Both have won this season. Collard won at Sonoma and Fitzwater won at Dover and Bristol. Next row down, Quentin Moore in 89 and 36, Carter Friesen starts alongside in the Stanley Tools Pontiac. Next row down has the Texas winner, Chris Dollerton in 23 and 38, Nathan Hudson. Next row down has number 4, car that is William Brock. He's the 600 winner. He's on the outside of that row. Inside of the row is 62. That is Sky Commons. Next row down has car number 9, Kat Batson in the Track Gear Ford. And number 8, Rob Evans in the Tracker Boats Bass Pro Shop Chevy. Next row down has car number 21, Gene Sanford in the Reese's Chevrolet. And number 99 car, the winner at Rockingham, Benny Watson. Next one down has car number 45, Mike Becker in the Sprint phone card Chevy. And number 14, Benjamin Miles at the wheel of the Navy Chevrolet, car number 14. He won his season at Darlington. Next one down has car number 3, Cole Deaver, the winner of the All-Star race at Charlotte. And Dion Moon in 87 starts alongside. Next one down has Henry Sanford in car 57 and number 7, James Henry. Or number 7 car, that's Zach Winkle. Next one down has car number 10, Simon Bloomfield, and 00, Aiden Shepard. Next one down has Mitchell Collins, number 12, the Verizon Wireless Dodge, and number 15, Eli Bright. Next one down has Elijah Gordon in 66, and number 44, the man who shocked them all in the Pepsi 400, Vince Almarego. Next one down has Trey Wright in 34 and number 74, that is James Henry. Next one down has Brian Brommer in number 5 and number 1, Bobby Frazier in the yellow Transportation Dodge. Next one down after that will be car number 18, Ashlyn Boyd in the MBNA Pontiac, and number 63, Diego Yepes. And starting shotgun field will be Matt McIntyre in the Timberwolf Pontiac, car number 37. So the field lined up here in-car cameras today will be carried by our pole sitter, Levi McIntyre. It'll also be carried by Dylan Young and Quentin Moore. Those three will be carrying in-car cameras in today's event here at the Tricky Triangle. And here comes coming to fire the engines for the running of the AC Spark Plugs 400. So the engines have all fired up for racing here today on this 2.5-mile racetrack. Levi McIntyre, we mentioned he's the winner this season at Richmond back in the third race of the season. Jessica Shelton, a two-time winner this year. In fact, 4 of the first top 5 starters have all won this season. We mentioned Charles Sammer is going for the Pocono sweep this season. And number 2, Dylan Young, he won the last time he was on the tour at New Hampshire this season. He dominated that event. And, of course, Keith Batson, well, he's got the incentive to want to win a race this season, so we'll see what happens here today. Here, could Pocono be the day for Batson? Well, we'll find out. So the here, top 5. Of course, the manufacturers breakdown, and among the top 5 here, you got 3 Chevys and 2 Fords in the top 5 starting spots here as the field comes down for turn number 3, as they're going to get set for racing here. 3 different straightaways and 3 different corners. That's what this is. That's the distinctive feature Pocono's got. Of course, we head into another unique 2.5-mile track 2 races from now, when we head to Indianapolis for the Brickyard 400. Next race after this one, by the way, will be at Talladega for the Die Hard 500, the last plate race of the season. As the field comes off turn number 3, as the green flag is about to fly, Levi McIntyre and Jessica Shelton will lead him down. We are underway in the AC Spark Plugs 400. Pole speed for this event, 186 miles an hour. That is very fast around Pocono. They go into the long straightaway, which is 3,055 feet in length, and now into turn number 2. Banked at 8 degrees. It's called the tunnel turn because there is a tunnel that comes through this turn. On the North Chute at 1,780 feet in length, and now they set the car for the very flat turn number 3. Banked at 6 degrees as a sweeping turn here at Pocono. And off turn number 3 they come. And onto the long front stretch, which is 3,740 feet in length, even longer than the backstretch at Daytona at 3,000 feet in length. And now onto the steepest bank turn of the track. That's turn number 1, banked at 14 degrees, same kind of banking you'll have at Kansas and Kentucky. McIntyre leads the first lap of the race here. Second is Charles Sanford. Third is Dylan Young. Fourth is Jessica Shelton, battling with Jay Jefferson for 4th. Then you got Joshua Osborne, Keith Batson, Jesse Turner in this mix. And Kyle Matthews right now running in 10th position as they come through turn number 3, running just ahead of Johnny Gardner and Zachary Fitzwater. Battle going on right there. Joshua Collard, Quentin Moore, and Chris Dollerton going at it right there for position. On board Quentin Moore's car. He saw him at 206 miles an hour heading into turn number 2. See how fast he goes down the North Chute. And he'll go 198 in the North Chute area. And down to about 155 miles right in the middle of turn 3. You'll get the draft off Collard's car. See how fast Quentin Moore goes up the front stretch. I would say almost 210, I think I would imagine. And just as I thought there, 208 miles an hour heading off into turn number 1. And down about 176 in the middle of turn number 1. Moore right now runs in 13th position, and that pack's broken off a bit there. Dollerton sliding back just a bit, but he's in a battle with the 62 car of Sky Commons, and Dollerton keeps his spot for the moment as he's got Benny Watson behind him, as well as Cat Batson, Nathan Hudson, Mike Becker, and the 3 car of Cole Deaver. Deaver will be back with the Goodwrench scheme next season for season 23. with the Cup 2000 model. Will be the 1999 Cup car set. As Charles Sanford now goes to the number 1 spot. Sanford had an excellent car the last time he was here at Pocono. As we said, looking for the Pocono sweep here. Dylan Young, who dominated at New Hampshire, he's running second right now in the AC Delco Chevy. On board with Dylan Young. Young across the start-finish line, 191 miles an hour. See how fast they'll go into turn number 1, 204, 205, 205 miles an hour into turn number 1. So Young a slight bit slower than we saw Quentin Moore do going into the first turn. Young has the second fastest lap of the race so far at 185.094. The fastest lap of the race so far is 185.315, set by Kyle Matthews. And inside of him goes Jessica Shelton for second place now. Shelton goes by. Levi McIntyre goes by. Here comes number 27, Jesse Turner. And behind him, 33, Joshua Osborne. All those drivers in the top 10 on the points chase coming into this event. Osborne, a guy who has Osborne, we see him in the 33 car, the Jimmy John Chevy. He's he's run good everywhere he's gone to, but just cannot seem to break the mold to go in the victory lane this season. Osborne won, I think, 3 times last season, including that super close finish we had at Charlotte in the Milliella 500 with he and Becca Tellier down to the line. But that was so far as Osborne's last win he's had so far. But goes in underneath Jesse Turner for position as he takes his Impala to the inside lane. Chevy team splitting between the Monte Carlos and the Impalas this season. A lot of the Monte Carlos in the field, but there is a couple of Impala cars that I know. Osborne and Sky Commons are 2 of the cars that are running the Chevy Impala in this event. And here comes McIntyre inside of Shelton for second place right now as they come off turn number 2. McIntyre falls in behind as they come down the back stretch into turn number 2. Front bumper cam from McIntyre's car. Trying to find a way around Shelton's car as they come down on the front stretch now. As those three, McIntyre, Shelton, and Sanford all locked in a draft here. Shelton now looks inside for the lead on Sanford as they go into turn number 1. And they're going to go toe-to-toe with each other as they come through that steep first turn. But McIntyre's going to get the draft off Sanford's car. It's going to push Charles ahead of Jess as they come down the long pond straightaway into turn number 3, dropping Shelton down to second, maybe third now as they go down into turn number 2. And that's letting Jesse Turner in the 27 car in the race now. The Bruco Motorsports entry. Check where the field's running right now. There you see Dylan Young inside of Jay Jefferson. That's for 6th place on your screen. Jefferson in the 88 car running in 7th at the moment as Young just takes 6th away. Johnny Gardner's 8th. Keith Batson 9th. 10th is Quentin Moore. Chris Dallerton's 11th. 12th right now is Joshua Collard. Kyle Matthews looking to take 12th away, but Matthews now runs 13th at the moment. 14th is Benny Watson. 15th is Zachary Fitzwater. 16th is Sky Commons. 17th is Kat Batson. Mike Becker 18th. Cole Deaver 19th. And 20th is Rob Evans. Benjamin Miles 21st. 22nd is Nathan Hudson. Gene Sanford 23rd. 24th is William Brock. Carter Friesen 25th. Zach Winkle 26th, Dion Moon 27th, then Mitchell Collins 28th, Aiden Shepard 29th, 30th is Eli Bright, 31st, moving up to 31st is Matt McIntyre. He started dead last in this field, so Matt's making a straight way through the field nicely. He'll move inside of Eli Bright. It's for 30th place right there on your screen. As the 37 and 15 cars go side by side with each other. And meanwhile, Aiden Shepard and Mitchell Collins trying to do the same thing on the long pole show themselves. Running right, watching all this from 32nd position is Henry Sanford in the 57 car, the Orion French fries machine. Trey Wright, 33rd, 34th, Elijah Gordon, 35th is Ryan Bromert, then Simon Bloomfield, Ashlyn Boyd, James Henry, Bobby Frazier, Vince Almarego, and Diego Yepes. That's the runners in the field right now. And up front is the Castrol GTX cars. Jesse Turner as he takes the Casey Atwood colors to the number 1 spot. Turner driving a 1999 Monte Carlo in this event, and that one of the few 90s Monte Carlos we actually have in this field. Jesse Turner dominated in his win at Martinsville earlier this season. That was back in race number 9 on the tour, and that broke a long losing drought for that team. For his team, for himself, I should say, his last win. To my knowledge, I think his last win prior to that was at Watkins Glen in season 16. So that was a long winless drought that Jesse Turner had endured up to that point, up until he won Martinsville. He had some good runs last season, just could not take that last step in the victory lane, but he already has visited there this season, so he doesn't have to worry about that. He may do it again today, possibly, but we'll see. As we are almost halfway home, this will complete the 13th lap. We'll have 17 to go, so plenty of racing left here at Pocono Raceway. Charles Silver's second, third is right now is Dylan Young. Jessica Shelton just now has passed Levi McIntyre to take 4th away. Shelton currently second in the points chase coming in. Jay Jefferson and Levi McIntyre going toe-to-toe with each other, side by side. Jefferson takes that spot away. He moves up to 5th. And here comes Johnny Gardner to the low side. And Gardner's had kind of an indifferent season so far himself as he's trying to get past Joshua Osborne to take position away. That's for, I think that's 7th place, 6th or 7th place, something like that. That's 7th place right there. He's taken away from Osborne. But anyway, Gardner's having kind of a different season, though. He's starting to get some top 10s in there. He had a very slow start to the season. He's way down in the standings. But, what, though? If he keeps running like he is right now, though, he may, he is definitely going to improve on that, bit by bit as we go into... It'll definitely improve on that bit by bit. It may not be the champion this season, but he'll definitely pick up some very valuable positions in the points as the season goes along toward its championship weekend at Homestead Miami Speedway. Dylan Young right now trying to fend off Jessica Shelton for position as the Young gets a little loose, come off turn number 2. Young's never won at Pocono before. Shelton has won here before as they go through turn 3 now. I was going to say 3 and 4 of this, but I keep remembering there's no turn 4 at Pocono. Shelton in a tight draft off Dylan Young's car, and Jess into turn number 1 at 207 miles per hour. Four cars running right there together, right there as they go down the stretch here. As there's Jefferson, McIntyre, Gardner now getting losing spot now to the man he just passed, Joshua Osborne. Those two have been having a little fun back there, racing for position. In the meantime, Joshua Collard and Kyle Matthews moves into the mix now, 43 and 24, two of the most iconic numbers in the sport. As they come down through off the third turn, and now Quentin Moore is going to say, "Okay, you want to battle back there? I'll join in on the fun." And Keith Bass is going to do the same thing. So is Dollarton and Fitzwater. It looks like those guys are going to want in on the action. And look how Matthews' car just squirts off that first turn. Quentin Moore running in 11th position as we're riding with him in the Racing for Jesus machine. That's the Morgan Shepherd car he's driving. And Quentin going into turn number 1. He'll go in there at 208 miles an hour. Quentin right now running 10th position. Kyle Matthews up ahead of him in 9th. And that last lap by for Quentin, 181.313 miles per hour. That's compared to the 182.32 that Matthews ran when he got past him. Gardner running in 11th, as we mentioned. 12th is Dollarton. 13th is Fitzwater. Batson 14th, and Cole Deaver up to 15th right now in the Oreo Chevy. Deaver's not had very many top 10s this season. Strange enough for him, coming off his season 21 championship season, which he at least did win that. But that car not running as well as this season as he was the season before. Actually, the last 2 seasons before, actually, season 20 and 21. Deaver's had some excellent years those 2 seasons, but now this season it's been kind of hit and miss for Deaver so far, but he's here, but so only he did win a race this season, but that was a non-points win of the All-Star race at Charlotte. He still gets to get a points-paying win as the season goes along, as they come off turn number 3 now. $11 laps to go. We're closing up on 10 to go. Jessica Shelton to the inside of Charles Samper for second place. And she's got the draft off Dylan Young. Jay Jefferson is trying to get the draft off Charles Sanford. And they're still going toe-to-toe with each other for second place there. Sanford versus Shelton. Two of the guys from opposite ends of the country. Here's Shelton from the southeast and Sanford from the southwest. South Carolina and California. Off the third turn, Shelton finally gets the best of Sanford as they come off turn number 3, and she'll take second, now trying to chase down Jesse Turner in the Castrol colors, who now leads with 10 laps to go, 20 in the books. Here at Pocono, caution-free so far, averaging 182.022 miles per hour after 20 laps in this race. And a battle for fifth between 2 blue cars, Kyle Matthews versus Dylan Young. And Joshua Osborne, I should say, doesn't know who he wants to go with. He's going to go with Kyle Matthews as they come off turn number 2. And Collar decides to jump out and almost jumps in front and takes the nose clip off McIntyre's car. Levi McIntyre, that is. And Osborne's going to push Kyle Matthews up to 5th. Nine laps to go. May not seem like many laps to go here, but here at Pocono, it seems it's still quite a bit of time. Down the long punch road they go here. Sanford runs third. There's Jake Jefferson behind him 4th. This is the best run Jefferson's had since really his win at California this season. And here comes Matthews to the low side. Kyle Matthews and Joshua Osborne are going to try to get that draft going again as they come off the third turn. But Osborne taking a peek to that low side of Matthews' car and has thoughts of making it 3 wide in turn number 1. But Joshua thought better of it as they go into turn number 1. Says not going to risk it right now, but... and he is going to push Matthews up the 4th position. Osborne falls back behind. He still remains 6th. And look who's made it all up. Jessica Shelton, car 17. Battling with that 27 car of Jesse Turner. Turner driving the Casey Atwood colors and Shelton driving the Matt Kenseth colors. And looking low goes that 29 of Charles Sanford. He'll get the run to the inside of Shelton's car. And they're going to go at it again. There's Sanford and Shelton side by side. Kyle Matthews look to the low side. They're trying to make it 3 wide. But Sanford falls in behind. Now Matthews looks to the low side of Sanford's car, but too far behind to get a push. 5 cars you could throw a blanket over right there on battling for the win at Pocono. There's a look from the copter cam. There's the 5 cars running right there there's the top 5 cars running right there together. Off turn number 3, Matthews looks low on Charles Sanford for the lead for 3rd spot. This is about the classic example of a draft you'll see obviously next race on the tour at Talladega for the Die Hard 500. And there is the draft here. Sanford and Matthews to the low side. That's for 2nd place, and Charles has got it. But Jess ain't giving up on the outside of the racetrack here. She and Charles are wheel to wheel in the turn number 3, and here they come. And Sanford takes 2nd place. Matthews to 3rd, and dropping Shelton down to 4th as they come off the 3rd turn onto the front stretch now with 5 laps to go. Jefferson in 5th position and Levi McIntyre moving his way up to 6th place as they come off turn number 1, excuse me, and Matthews looks to the low side now for 2nd place. They keep battling back there. That's going to play in the Jesse Turner's hands on that 27 car because we said time and time again that battling back there. It's good race. It may be good racing though, but it's costing you spots. But it's costing you time. Trying to catch the leader. And Matthews has now made his way up to 2nd place now as they come up on the front stretch now with 4 laps to go. Jefferson up to 3rd. Sanford down to 4th. And here comes McIntyre up the 5th position now. Shelton 6th and Osborne 7th. Down the front stretch, and I should say about to head onto the front stretch here. That's turn 3. And Matthews has made it all up now, up to the back bumper of that 27. The Atwood car versus a Jeff Gordon car as they come down the front stretch now. 3 to go. Here comes Matthews for the lead. That 24 car has been awfully strong in the last half of this race. Down the long front stretch they come here. Matthews to the low side of Turner. Turner holds him off in a moment. And that's let Charles Sanford back in this race now at 29. As Sanford's trying to make a move on Matthews for 2nd. In the turn 3, that's going to spoil that form for Matthews as they go into turn 3 now as Sanford looks low on the track. Jefferson up the 4th. Shelton up the 5th. 2 laps to go. And Jefferson almost made it 3 wide in turn number 1 between he, Sanford, and Matthews. As they come through turn number 2, they come. Sanford up, trying for second position. Here comes Jefferson to the low side. He almost made it 3 wide, but Sanford now looks slow. Now blocks low on the track. Matthews up to the high side, and that's not going to help him at all. Shelton's going to try to help Kyle, but that's not going to work for the moment. And now Osborne gets in the mix. Where did he come from? Osborne up to 5th! And Jesse Turner right now saying bye-bye, guys. And he has got the white flag. He's got 1 lap to go in this race. Osborne almost made it 3 wide between he, Jefferson, and Matthews, but that's not gonna. But he realized that wasn't gonna work. And Jesse Turner is driving off in the sunset in the number 27 Castrol GTX Chevy as he comes down the stretch for the last time in the turn number 2. Charles Saver trying to close though as they come off the second turn. On the North Chute they come. It's not here. Sanford's still trying to close as they go to the third turn now. Matthews trying to get him a bit of a shove as they come off turn number 3. And it's not going to be enough. And off the third turn, they come and chalk up win number 2 of the season for Jesse Turner. He wins at Pocono. Jesse Turner in the number 27 Castrol GTX Chevrolet takes the win here in the AC Spark Plugs 400. Second place, Charles Sanford. Third, Kyle Matthews. Jay Jefferson comes home 4th, and Jessica Shelton comes home in 5th. What a battle that was, well, for anywhere except first for that fact. But anyway, Joshua Osborne comes home 6th. 7th place will go to Levi McIntyre. 8th will go to Joshua Collard. 9th to Zachary Fitzwater, and Dylan Young comes home in 10th. Average speed 181.308. The average speed in this race here today. I tell you what, you thought it was good racing here today at Pocono. We're going to see. We may see another good one when we hit. We're going to definitely see a good one when we head to Talladega next on the tour, as we said for the running of the Die Hard 500. Rest of the finishers here. Cole Deaver comes home in 11th place. A great day for him. Chris Dalton 12th, Johnny Gardner 13th, Keith Batson 14th, Benny Watson moves up to 15th in the final running order. Then Quentin Moore, Kat Batson, Mike Becker, Sky Commons, and Benjamin Miles the top 20. Rest of the field for you here, Nathan Hudson, Gene Sanford, Carter Friesen, Rob Evans dropped to 24th. William Brock McIntyre, who started 41st, ends up finishing 26th in the final running order. Dion Moon 27th, Henry Sanford 28th. Eli Bright 29th, Zach Winkle 30th, Mitchell Collins 31st, Elijah Gordon 32nd, Aiden Shepard, Trey Wright, Ashlyn Boyd, Diego Yepes, Ryan Brommer, Simon Bloomfield, Vince Almarego, Bobby Frazier, and James Henry was the final finishing order in 41st. So that will do it today from Pocono Raceway in Pocono, Pennsylvania. And congratulations to Jesse Turner, the winner of the AC Spark Plugs 400, as he grabs his second win of season 22. Should help him in the points as well, too, because I think he was at the 3rd spot in the points coming into this event as well. So anyway, so if you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got everything on the channel. We got interesting gaming videos, whatever the president of the NNSCRA Seth Cole desires for his channel. And please be sure to check out our other cavalcade of NNSCRA series, including the Last of Us Live series, the Coors Light Truck series, Pizza Hut X series, Hershey's Cup series, Skittles Super Speedway series, and the brand new Duracell Cup series. Be sure to check those series out as well. And also be sure to check out Michael Norman's Boat Racer All Pro series, also available on this channel, and of course as well as our other and to subscribe to the NNSCRA Marvel Studios Cup series. Be sure to subscribe to Thrash Maniac 99 for that series and become part of that. And so there you go. Some of the best offline series are under the NNSCRA umbrella, and you will not regret checking those races out neither. So that will do it today at Pocono Raceway in Pocono, Pennsylvania. Congratulations again to Jesse Turner, the winner of the AC Spark Plugs 400. For now, this is James Walsh within production of the NNSCRA. Offline racing at its best. We will see you at Talladega.